Today we will examine the top 10 predators of crayfish and discuss ways to help protect them. Crayfish encounter numerous challenges from their predators. Understanding these threats is the first step towards safeguarding them. First on our list are crabs, which are opportunistic hunters known for ambushing crayfish in shallow waters. Crayfish are particularly vulnerable to predation from crabs during molting time, when they become less active and their shells are soft. Freshwater crabs typically reproduce by laying several hundred eggs per brood and can quickly increase to larger numbers if left unchecked. There are a few control measures we can implement to control numbers. Installing barriers around your ponds such as fencing, netting and walls. Remove crabs by using baited traps or hand nets at night. Take care when adding new plants to your tanks or aquariums, as baby crabs can be hiding in their root systems. Second on our list are frogs and tadpoles. These agile amphibians can quickly catch crayfish. To minimise their impact, it's essential to maintain a balanced ecosystem with sufficient vegetation, which helps crayfish evade predation. Surprisingly, tadpoles can also pose a threat as they develop. They eat smaller crayfish when they are in the molting process. There are a few control measures we can implement to control frog numbers. Remove floating frog spawn and any suspended egg sacs. These are usually from tree frogs. Net and remove hatched tadpoles. Catch and remove frogs at night using a head torch. Check for frog spawn on the roots of plants before adding to your setup. Third on our list are snails. Water snails are often underestimated as predators. However, large species like apple snails can prey on young crayfish, especially during their molting process. Apple snails can lay a large number of eggs, with a single clutch typically containing up to 2,000 eggs. Most snails eat around 5% of their body weight each day. To mitigate this issue, consider controlling snail populations through stocking adult crayfish that love to eat baby snails. Remove snails which can be broken up and refed to your crayfish. Check for snails on the roots of plants before adding to your setup. Fourth on our list are dragonfly larvae and nymphs. Dragonfly nymphs are aggressive ambush predators that use their extendable lower jaw to capture prey. Although nymphs are small in size, they will consume prey much larger than themselves. Because nymphs are fast and dull in colour, catching them is ineffective. The best control measures are: drain down tanks and remove the nymphs by hand. Place a fine mesh over tanks and ponds to prevent adult dragonflies from laying their eggs. Fifth on our list are snakes. Depending on the species of snake, they pose a significant threat to crayfish of all sizes. To keep the threat of snakes to a minimum, consider keep the edges of ponds clear of dense vegetation where snakes prefer to hide. Place snake traps around the edge of your ponds. Sixth on our list of predators are water monitor lizards. These large lizards are powerful predators and are capable of consuming large numbers of adult-sized crayfish if left unchecked. In captivity, water monitor lizards eat food portions roughly the same size as their heads every 1 to 2 days. Monitor lizards have large heads. Given the chance, water monitor lizards will overeat. To reduce the risk, incorporate submerged structures to create hiding spots for crayfish. Install appropriate netting around ponds or over tanks. Always remove dead animals found in or near your ponds or tanks, as monitor lizards can detect carrion from over 2.5 miles away. Seventh on our list of predators are birds. Wading birds such as egrets and herons, with their long bills and fast reflexes, are known for probing the ground to find crayfish. Diving birds such as cormorants are also effective and agile hunters of crayfish of all sizes. To help protect crayfish from these aerial predators, consider maintaining a dense layer of aquatic plants, providing essential cover, a bird scarer that produces a loud bang, otherwise known as a bird banger or scare cannon, suspending fishing line around the edges of ponds. Although controversial, specially designed bird netting, again this is a controversial issue, culling. 8th on our list of crayfish predators are mammals. These include otters, raccoons, mink, muskrats and rats. All can eat large adult crayfish when they get the chance. To give you an idea, river otters typically eat about 20% of their body weight each day. A large river otter consumes roughly 1.5 kg of food per day. That would equate to one otter eating around 15 to 20 adult crayfish every day. Constructing effective barriers or fences can help keep them from entering your ponds. 9th on our list of predators are fish. Many fish species prey on crayfish, including bass, trout, catfish, perch and even carp. Crayfish of all sizes are a common food source for various freshwater fish, with some species, such as bass, relying heavily on them. Depending on whether you've built the sides of your pond high enough, during periods of flooding, large numbers of wild fish can migrate into your crayfish pond. After the flood water recedes, they can quickly reproduce into large numbers and potentially wipe out your crayfish population. Air-breathing species can get into ponds by having the ability to survive out of water. During periods of heavy rain, these fish can cover large distances over land. Air-breathing species include walking catfish, snakehead, climbing perch, and eels. Prevention and removal of unwanted fish species can be achieved in several ways. Barriers or netting around the outside of ponds, seine netting, pond draining and removing fish by hand. Although you may be able to prevent fish migrating into your pond, fish eggs may still be introduced when you add aquatic plants and from birds visiting your pond. 10th on our list of predators is the actual crayfish themselves. They are by far the most significant reason for crayfish predation, regardless of the country. When food resources are limited, they quickly turn cannibalistic. To minimise losses, ensure adequate shelter for hiding and during molting, enough food, and the correct diet. A higher protein diet is required for juveniles because of frequent molting. As you can see, many natural environmental factors can threaten your crayfish population, but there are practical solutions. By understanding crayfish predators and enhancing habitats, we can increase the survival rate to acceptable levels. For in-depth information about crayfish fighting and how to prevent fights from occurring, click on this video here.